Alright, let's make a knife.
Alright, this is a test narration. We're going to see how it goes.
Not quite hot enough.
Alright, well, it's time to start doing some forging. So I am just holding the farrier's rasp at an angle and striking down on it and trying to deflect most of my hammer blows either onto the file or off the anvil. After I hit it a few times, flip it over, then I have to, flatten it out. The hammer's got two ends on it. One's round, which is really good for moving steel, and then one's flat, which is really good for knocking out bumps. So it's heat, beat, and repeat. And later on, you'll see a slightly different technique that I use to form the tip of the knife. Alright, sorry for the bad angle and the bad light. The lighting is right behind me, and I'm just trying to figure out how to set up my anvil and my cameras and my lights. And anyway, as you can see here, I hung the blade over the edge. I didn't like the way the tip was forming, so I'm just pinching off a little piece of it to make sure there's no cold shot, and it actually kind of forms a nice tip when you do it that way. Anyway, it's going to hit the grinder a little bit anyway, and anyway, after fiddling around a little bit, the little nib comes off, and you have a great looking tip.
God, that's ugly.
Alright, it's right about this time. I'm starting to see the blade in my mind, and I've picked where the, I picked what side's going to be the blade and what side's going to be the spine. That's kind of an important part. Here I'm pre-bending, putting a bit of a curve in the blade so that when I start working the bevels, it's going to change the shape of the blade, and it's just a bit of predictive work. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing finishes up now. And this is an important part of the knife process. Right here, I'm defining the transition between the blade and the handle. So, yeah. And then it's just time to move some steel and then flatten out some bumps, and move some steel and flatten out some more bumps. Alright, now it's time to really start defining the bevel. By working up near the top or the back of the blade, I'm able to isolate it well, and then I can work it through the rest of the blade and get an idea of the shape. Like, if you pull some material down at the back and at the front, you have a bit of a bend. It gives you a cool little belly. And I think that's probably what I'll be going for today on this knife. Anyway, I kind of like the profile. And we'll try not to do too much grinding, but a little bit of grinding, a little bit of shaping, you can usually get a pretty nice knife. I left this little clip in the video just to show that well, I really haven't got my setup down the way I want to. When I'm not videotaping, I'm fine. I have good ergonomics. I have the right position, but I'm worried about the camera lights. I'm worried about the camera and the trying to keep things in frame, which I probably could have done a better job of. Anyway, incremental improvements will be coming, I'm sure. I'll try to work on the lighting and keeping things in frame, but thanks for your patience.
starting to thin out and the spine should be nice and thick.
All right, well, we can't all afford a forge press, so a leg vise or any other vise, really. Get some angle iron in there. It really does do a good job straightening a blade out.
That's roughly the handle shape that I'll be going for. I won't get that all done tonight. I will just try to get that round over done and then get a rough idea of how much metal I have to work with and how much I can cut off this file. I may have left that in a touch too long.
Well, I indeed got that. Well, I didn't get it too hot. I just got too much of it too hot. So anyway, a few things go wrong here, but I'm pretty much by the end of the video can salvage it, and we'll be able to make a nice handle. Anyway, here's me just chasing some mistakes and trying to get a little bit of a cool little curve into the handle. We don't need to have everything in straight lines on a knife. We can have a little bit of an organic flow.
Getting there. That didn't work. Alright, that was a bit of pounding. It has been a while since I forged out a knife, and it probably showed, but I took Farrier's file. I have a pretty nice blade profile working out. I got the bevels started kind of nicely. I'll finish those up on the grinder. The handle's coming. It's not exactly what I was hoping for. I wanted a little peek out in the middle between the two fingers in the middle, sort of, you know, the space in between the spocks on, so to speak. And just to give it a firm grasp, but I think I'll be able to contour a nice handle, and we'll make that up with some nice wood. Anyway, she needs to be cut off and trimmed, and then I'm going to bring it back out and thin out the handle a little bit and see if I can get a little bit more contouring done. But this is part one. Anyway, come along with me on my knife making journey. I've made a few knives. I just chose not to do much on YouTube because frankly, you're walking around, you're worrying about your camera and a glowing hot piece of steel, so I wanted to do it when I was ready to do it. So let's see if I'm ready to do it.